Hey guys, Crimson here. Well, why do I have the frigate in the background? Well, that's because I can. And you know what? America, baby. America. Anyways, if you're interested in learning how to edit your vehicle characteristics, you're in the right place. This is the second episode in my assembly tutorials, and in this episode we're going to do just that. We're going to look at vehicles, how to edit them, what you need to know for land and air. So let's get started. Go ahead and open up assembly and find your vehicles tag, which is VEHI. And we're first going to look at the Mongoose. I'm going to assume that you know how the Mongoose respawns in game. So I'm not going to show you the before and after. I'm just going to show you what you want to know so you can make your 650cc Honda a 1500 Razor. Right? Like that's everybody's. How do I make it go fast? So let's make it go fast. So you have some important things here. You have your overdampening, your exponents, your left turn, your right turn, your turn rate, your engine momentum, and surprisingly it's not engine momentum that you want to change to increase speed directly. You can increase your angular velocity, and I'm going to make this a ridiculously high value just for the dramatic effect, right? So you guys know that this is how you do it. Also, if you've noticed, I've disabled some elements of my HUD, though I forgot to disable that little yellow dot, so that little yellow dot's going to be your companion in this tutorial. But yeah, definitely, so it's a lot faster, okay, but I'm losing control pretty easily. I'm coming off the ground, and I'm turning a lot. How do we make it controllable at a higher speed? Well, there's a couple things we can do. Probably the easiest for a beginner is the gravity scale. Now this affects gravity, so if you put a higher number, you can actually destroy the vehicle if you go into an absurd number with this. But as you can see, my suspension is now, like my tires are touching the fenders, and this doesn't work, so I did too much. But let's do 2.5, so 2.5 times the normal amount of gravity. And it's a little bit better. It's definitely staying on the ground. You see how it wants to go back to the ground? So I have a lot more control. I'm getting a little bit of jittery motions in my tires, but everything is still pretty good, and the control's a lot easier. So I'm gonna knock it down to 1.75. Alright, so let's make our way back to that Ghost. And so that seems to be a good number. Now, like I said, there are a couple things you can do to do this, and you can play around with this yourself, and those things would be like the steering and the turn rate and the ground friction. All those play a big part in how your Mongoose responds, or any vehicle for that part that uses wheels. And that is simply what I showed you probably is the most basic way or thing you can do to make a faster yet a little bit more controllable Mongoose. Now let's get into the Ghost here. Now, the Ghost is a great vehicle, but I've always thought that the normal speed was a little bit too slow and that the boost was a little bit too long. Now when I'm going to clarify, I think the boost, if this is going to be a boost, it needs to be a boost and make it very noticeable. Now, I am a big team battle type person, so I make everything for those big battles. I like to use vehicles, so I pay attention to all that stuff. And you're going to notice in assembly that some things use different numbers for speed and that some things use boost. The Ghost is a vehicle that uses boost a lot, and also it has some acceleration values right below boost. You can look, and I'm about 3/4 of the way down on the Ghost vehicle file. So we're going to reduce the peak. Actually, we're going to raise that to 2. Okay, and then we are going to change the recharge delay to 0.1, which from 0.5 to 0.1, that's hardly noticeable. But we're also going to change the recharge rate to 0.25. So now we should have a definitely more noticeable Ghost. Alright, so let's look at recharge. So recharge is definitely a little bit slower. In fact, it's probably right where I want it to be. So what else can we do to make this a little bit more powerful? We can also bump that up. We could bump that up once more. Wow. Yeah, so that's a lot. Way too much. So we're going to get another ghost in here, because that one went bye-bye. So there's oftentimes you don't want to just mess with one or two things, as you can get skewed results. So we're going to drop that down to 1.9, but we're going to, oh shucks, my bad y'all, I reloaded the file. So we just change that back to 0.1, and then change that to 0.2. So we're going to make a slower recharge, but let's look at acceleration. Because basically what I want to do is decrease the boost duration, increase the boost speed, and increase the typical moving speed of the ghost. So we'll use 8 and we'll use 4 with speed acceleration of 7.5. So it is going to take us a while to get to max speed. And this is a vehicle that we now have. So yeah, it's a little bit faster out of the box, which is what I like. I like something that I don't have to use boost in order to get around. But when I do use boost, it's definitely noticeable. But it's way too long for duration, like I said, is still too long. So how do we change duration? Well, let's do that. So what we can do is change the decay rate. And if you noticed before, the value was ridiculously low. So I'm going to change that to 2. So now my boost should be reduced. So yeah, that's a pretty good amount of boost that has been reduced, and it takes a good bit to recharge. So this is where I want my ghost to be at. I feel that the boost is now a natural boost. It takes longer to recharge. It gets me going really fast when I need to get out of a jam or I need to ram into someone, and yet it's balanced. The speed is balanced, and the ghost is no longer going at a crawl. Now obviously with these changes I'm going to have to play with other variables to get other things right, because if you change one thing then you affect another thing, and that's just the consequence of messing with stuff. So you have to know how to complement all of your changes well. So one last thing, we haven't covered any flying vehicles, and thanks to the modder that has came out with the Ultimate Forge World, I think his name is Rejected Shotgun. He did a really good job with this mod pack, and that frigate up there is actually flyable. If you haven't seen any videos of it, I'm sure you have. But anyways, something that I've wanted to do was increase the speed of the Pelican. And we're going to do that. I'm going to show you how to do that. So you can press A on a controller, or I think Shift, let me see. No. I can't remember. I don't remember my keyboard controls. But anyways, this is the moving speed of the Pelican. And it's fine for small maps, but on Forge World, where everything is open, I want it to go faster. Yeah, you probably noticed this trend that I just like to go fast. Anyways, open up your Pelican page, and you're going to scroll down till you see... did I miss it? No. Till you see acceleration. So very similar to the Ghost, we have forward acceleration, backward, strafe, right, left, lift, and drop. So your lift is your vertical speed while you go up, your drop is your vertical speed as you go down, forward is obviously your forward momentum, or how fast it takes you to get to where you're going. So we're going to change our forward acceleration to 30, just to see what that does. So obviously we have a very dramatic speed, right? But that's too fast. That would annihilate anybody if we were using this for air support. So we're going to do a subtle but realistic change for forward and backwards. We're also going to increase our strafing speeds a moderate amount. We'll do 13.5 and 13.5. And then we'll also change our lift to 15 and our drop to 15. Now we should have a pretty decent Pelican. So that's just a little bit faster. It's definitely controllable, and it feels really good too. Yeah, see, if I was going to be dropping guys off in a transport Pelican, I want to get in and I want to get out fast, so maybe I could just drop them out, you know, right here, and they would have jetpacks and they would go, and they would fly, and then they would get killed by a sniper rifle. But anyways, that is what I like about assembly, is it's really easy to change little numbers into big numbers and to make cool stuff. So I hope you guys have really gotten the chance to check out assembly. The next vehicle in the series is going to be about player characteristics. It's going to be about stuff like how to disable your HUD, how to change your HUD, how to increase your running speed, your walking speed, your crouch right speed, your crouch to toggle speed. It's going to be about the equipment that you are you can use, like the jetpack and the sprint. I might break that into 2 parts or 1, I'm not sure now. But if you have anything that you would like me to cover or any questions about player characteristics, go ahead and drop them in this video so I'll know to cover them in the next one. Thank you guys for your support. Please subscribe and like or comment or hate, dislike, do whatever you want to do. It's America, you know. Rock on, dudes.